G'day guys, this is T and welcome back to another Fallout 76 guide. In this one I'm going to be covering how to produce a critical shot every second shot whilst in VATS. For those that don't know, every second shot is the cap and is the highest possible frequency that you can deliver said critical strikes. And the reason we want to deliver critical strikes as frequently as possible is because they are guaranteed to 100% hit the target in VATS and they dish out an additional 50% extra damage. So yeah, it can be quite handy to do this every second shot, or at least as close as we can possibly get to that. Now I've covered this topic before in the past, in this video on screen where I showcase how to maximize your crit frequency with 33 luck and max rank of the critical savvy perk. But this guide was more geared towards low health players making full use of the unyielding effect, since that's one of the easiest ways to permanently give yourself up to 33 luck and achieve this feat. While in this guide that you guys are watching now, thanks to the Gleaming Depths update, I now have a slew of new viable methods to achieve the max crit every second shot ability for both full health players, so we don't need to use unyielding, and for power armor players who can't use unyielding. So let's cut the chatter and get straight into the guide, guys. Okay, for the new players, before we go into anything, let's quickly just go over how the critical bar works. So as you can see right here, without the use of anything helping me, I will use a critical strike and it will fully drain the critical meter bar, as you see on the bottom middle of the screen. If I add in a few factors that I'll touch on in a second, that critical bar will fill up faster, and it will also use less of the bar with critical strikes thanks to a perk card, that being Critical Savvy. The goal in this video is to completely fill up this bar every second shot. Okay, so firstly, to do this, you will need three things. First and most obviously, max rank of the Critical Savvy perk card. This will make a critical shot only consume 55% of the critical bar, leaving it over half full, making it much easier to make our following shot fill the bar back up. That perk card is essential for this. Without it, you'll probably need something ridiculous like 80 or 90 luck, and that's just not feasible. The next component is also obvious. We need a large amount of luck. This will vary depending on your setup, so just give me a second, I'll touch on all that in the following section. For those of you that are already experienced with this whole thing, that used to be 33 luck that was required, but now that has changed with the new addition of some effects. Speaking of which, that final step, that final component we need to pull this off is a 4th star effect, that being the limit breaking 4th star armor effect. Each one of these you add to your armor will reduce the cost of criticals by 10%, maxing out at 50% with a full set. Now this effect has been a little bit misinterpreted by some people. The reduction in cost is not referring to action points, it's referring to that critical bar that I was talking about before. I'll have a full breakdown on how the math works out at the end of the video, but for now, let's just explain how we can pull this off ourselves. So now that we know exactly what we need to pull off a crit every second shot, that being limit breaking, Critical Savvy, and luck, let's go over the right combinations of these attributes and effects to see all possible methods. And hopefully you guys can see and decide for yourself what can work best for you and your build, as there are multiple options here and multiple avenues for you to take. So let's work our way down the list, since limit breaking is the new factor at play. Let's see the exact amount of limit breaking pieces and luck your character needs in combination with max Critical Savvy to make it all possible. In all examples, from now on, I will always have max rank of Critical Savvy active in my test and explanation. So just remember that, since I'm not going to keep going over it. The only factor changing will be the amount of limit breaking armor pieces active, and therefore how many points of luck that removes from the crit every second shot requirement cap. Let's begin. Firstly, as we all know, with 0 pieces of limit breaking, this is the standard, already widely known method that most low health bloodied builds will be using and taking advantage of already. Nothing new here. Your character will need 33 luck and max rank of Critical Savvy if you want to crit every second shot without the use of any limit breaking pieces. No new news there. Moving on, to crit every second shot with 1 piece of limit breaking, reducing our critical cost by 10%, your character will need 29 luck, reducing that luck cost by 4 points. As you can see here, our luck has been reduced and I am now wearing 1 piece of limit breaking, allowing me to crit every second shot still. This is just such an amazing effect and I'm so glad something like this was added. Moving on, with an additional piece of limit breaking coming into play, reducing crits by 20%, the luck requirement gets reduced down even further with 2 pieces, I am now only requiring 26 points of luck to crit every second shot, as you can see on screen. 26 luck and 2 pieces of armor, still allowing me to crit every second shot. And then from there, with another piece of limit breaking, 3 in total, so far it will reduce the cost of criticals by 30%, now allowing us to drop our luck even further to only 22 luck. This is well within permanently attainable reach for all full health and power armor builds without much hassle with time limited luck buffs. As you can see, we are critting every second shot still. Taking it a step further with 4 pieces of limit breaking, reducing critical shots by 40% now brings our luck requirement down to a staggeringly low 18 points. As you can see, still critting every second shot with this setup. If you're a real lazy full health build without much luck investment, you could quite easily farm 4 pieces of limit breaking from the raid and achieve this for yourself, drastically boosting your damage output. I'm actually really happy something like this was added, as it helps really bridge that gap between low health and full health builds in a good way. Now finally, full health builds and power armor builds to an extent will be able to easily utilize this ability that used to be mostly reserved for low health builds, as it was quite hard before this update to get your character up to 33 luck. Before this update, you either had to go full on investment into luck and use the +2 luck attribute for your armor and maybe even for your weapon, or you had to be constantly popping some buffs that would give you bonuses to luck, like food or chems. So yeah, it's just really good that something like this is just making this ability permanently obtainable for the full health and power armor builds. Anyway, and then we finally have 5 pieces of limit breaking. All 5 pieces of body or power armor together in a full set will reduce the cost of your critical shots by 50%. As always, combined with max rank of critical savvy, that leaves us with the luck. At this level, we will only need an incredibly low investment of 15 luck to be able to crit every second shot, which can be easily done within your base build by just giving yourself 15 luck, without any additional boosts like herd mentality or the legendary luck perk, or any legendary luck effects on your armor or weapons. As you can see, once again, this setup also works. I can crit every second shot with 15 luck and 5 pieces of limit breaking. So there we have it, folks. I will have all combinations written on screen for you guys to screenshot so you can easily share this information with your friends. I've also got the math behind it, if you are curious on how all of this is possible, how the points of luck interact with the limit breaking and the crit savvy. It's all right there on screen. And as I said before, this being added into the game really broadens the horizon for full health builds and even power armor builds by quite a lot. You're now no longer locked into a low health bloodied player, making use of unyielding or popping time limited luck boosting buffs to be able to crit every second shot. Now, if you so desire to have the ability, you can just whack on the desired amount of limit breaking armor pieces and scale your luck accordingly via whatever method you desire. With so many combinations, there's a lot of viable options and suggestions I could make. Personally, for myself, for my full health and power armor builds, I will strive for the 3-piece combo of limit breaking and 22 luck. This is well within reach and both opens up the crit every second shot ability without having to sacrifice too many 4-star armor effect slots to do so. But again, that's just my suggestion. Feel free to pick any combination you wish, as long as it works for you and it works for your build. So yeah, that's all from me, guys. This has been how to crit every second shot as a full health and power armor build. I hope you guys found it helpful and enjoyable. Now, let's roll the outro. That's going to do it for me. A massive shout out to all of my channel members. You're all legends, and thank you for your continued support on the channel. If you like what I do here and you'd like to support me further, then consider becoming a member or check out my merch store. We've got a lot of great designs and benefits, so be sure to check that out in the description. And while you're down there, chuck me a follow on my other social medias and join my Discord. Subscribe if you're new and like the video if you've enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch us in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.